All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get into a little bit of the boxing news. First thing I want to talk about is Mayweather. What do you guys think about Mayweather fighting Khan or Mayweather fighting Maidana? I'll start with you, Kenny. What do you think about it? What do you think he should fight Maidana or Khan next, or does it really matter? What looks better to the public, or what makes his resume look better, Floyd Mayweather?
You know what? I mean, it's kind of like a catch-22 for me in that situation. What looks better, it depends on what sells. You know what I mean? But what would look better in the long run, the long hustle, you know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at. He needs to go ahead and fight Khan. We need to go ahead and fight Maidana.
Okay.
We'll do it on the co-main event for him. And when it's over with, you know what I'm saying, then we can get those titles unified. That's how you do that. I mean, now, he may not look at that as the easiest way to get to his 50 wins or to finish out his contract. But, you know, if you take care, when he takes care of whoever it is he's fighting, you know what I mean, we want to unify. Mm-hmm. So we, you know what I'm saying, I asked Richard Schaefer after the fight, when we were at the Bronner fight, I asked Richard Schaefer, and he took us right up into the ring, and Maidana got out of the ring.
Yeah.
You know, and we asked for that rematch. We asked for that unification, and it's, you know, it's a very simple thing. So I would like to see him fight Khan or somebody like that out, and you know, my number one hit list, it would be Maidana.
Okay, so your hit list is Maidana.
Yes.
But do you think that Mayweather will be criticized if he takes Khan? You think that's a legitimate?
He's going to be criticized in a lot of ways, no matter what. But then, in actuality, they had already been working on the Khan fight.
Yeah.
So you can't be, you know what I mean, you know, all of the dollars and things that they potentially have lined up that are on the table that they've been working on for months now, they have to scrap all that and try to send in another direction. So you can't be mad at them if they decided, you know what I'm saying, they're going to go ahead and take the Khan fight. But if they decided they're not going to, you know, take the Khan fight and take the Maidana fight, then, you know, once they make that fight or whatever that might be, then we still got a belt that he should want to take from us.
Yeah.
So go ahead and beat on Maidana and win his belt, then you want this other one. He probably don't care about the belt. That's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll sit the belt down. We can just fight for the bragging rights of Las Vegas because we live here too.
I hear you. Hey, 78. Let me go ahead and ask you, man. So it's, you know, you did videos about it on YouTube. I did videos about it. We were all talking about how Manny Pacquiao, he basically flew out to Vegas and he was basically trying to get a fight with Floyd Mayweather, and then Floyd Mayweather basically shot it down and said, I'm not dealing with Bob Arum at all. I'll fight him after you know, his contract is up or whatever the case may be. So I got to ask you, 78, do you believe that Floyd Mayweather in any way is afraid of Manny Pacquiao, and that's why the fight hasn't taken place yet?
You want the politically correct answer or the real answer?
The real answer, man. Give us the real answer.
Can we get both?
Yeah.
Can we get both? You versatile, right? You versatile.
I'll give you both. Politically correct answer, no, Floyd Mayweather is a fighter, so it's impossible for a fighter to be scared of another fighter. It's his business, so he has to do what's best for him business-wise. That's politically correct. From a fan perspective, absolutely, I think he's afraid to fight Manny Pacquiao. And this is why. Because, not saying that he's the only person afraid here, but I think this fight has gotten so big that if you listen to Mayweather carefully, he tells you the truth, but you have to read between the lines. It's like decoding the secret. See, he will tell you, my career will not be defined by one fight. That's what he says. And if you translate that, it translates to, if I lose to Manny Pacquiao, you're not going to take everything I built from me. And he does not want to lose. He does not want to take the risk of losing to Manny Pacquiao. And I believe Floyd Mayweather would easily beat this guy. But for whatever reason, he does not believe in himself the way many other people believe in him. Okay? I think that the fight, like I said, the fight has gotten too big. It's the biggest fight in boxing history. They're talking about $300 million for this fight. And every time I turn around, Floyd has a different excuse. All I want is Pacquiao to take the drug test. Then when Pacquiao says, I'll take the drug test, Floyd says, okay, all I want is to have the lion's share of the money because Pacquiao does not do the pay-per-views I do. So when Pacquiao says, okay, you can have the lion's share of the money, Floyd says, okay, I don't do business with Bob Arum. That's too many excuses for me. All right?
Let me say this real quick before we end up running out of time. Now, see, this is the thing. When it comes to, like I said, Mayweather being afraid or thinking he gonna lose or thinking it's too much on the line, it seems if we all were to just say, you know what, Floyd Mayweather is afraid. To me, it seems like that raises even more questions, because then I say to myself, if Floyd Mayweather was afraid in any way of losing, why was he more willing to fight Manny Pacquiao in the first negotiations 3 years ago when Manny Pacquiao, he was at his most dangerous? I mean, he was considered pound for pound, number one, number two, and Floyd Mayweather was giving him everything in negotiations.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because at the time, if you remember, Floyd Mayweather was going through tax trouble. He had problems with the IRS, which is why he came back out of retirement to fight Juan Manuel Marquez. Now, when he came, Pacquiao was on the tirade at that time. He was at his peak. You know, everybody was saying Pacquiao, he's the man, blah, blah, blah. So that was a big money fight. Floyd was willing to take that fight then, as long as Pacquiao took this drug test. Pacquiao at the time didn't want to take a drug test because he probably was doing something he shouldn't have been doing at that time.
Yeah. That's the way I see it. I mean, my whole thing is, I feel like if Floyd Mayweather doesn't end up fighting Manny Pacquiao after he gets, or he could put Bob Arum to the side and he don't have to worry about Bob Arum, then obviously we would have to blame Floyd Mayweather. But like I said, if Floyd Mayweather, he steps up and he fights him once Manny Pacquiao, pays off Bob Arum or whatever type of deal they make between them two, then obviously we would have to give Floyd Mayweather credit if he takes the fight, and of course Manny Pacquiao. I give Manny Pacquiao credit for even coming out and trying to make the fight, and like I said, we have to give Floyd Mayweather credit for all the times he tried to make the fight. Like I said, right before he went to jail, he tried to make the fight. He desperately tried to make the fight. And it was Bob Arum who had articles out basically saying we're not interested in the fight right now. I personally think the reason why Floyd Mayweather the reason why he don't want to deal with Bob Arum no more is because when he offered Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao to $40 million, that's why he called him directly. He called him directly because he didn't want to deal with Bob Arum. And when he heard Manny Pacquiao talking like Bob, that's when he said, you know what, he still got Bob in his ear. That's Bob talking, him turning down that money and et cetera, et cetera. So,
you know what, Dontaes?
And we got 3 minutes, guys, just letting you guys know. Go ahead.
One round.
Yeah.
So what, real quick, brother. You know what? Later for Mayweather versus Pacquiao, because there's too much politics involved in that situation. How about Mayweather versus Shawn Porter? Mayweather versus Timothy the Desert Storm Bradley? How about some fights that actually can be made? Because if you got an excuse for not fighting Shawn Porter when he's with Golden Boy, then we know something going on.
We're not with Golden Boy. We can get with any of them. We're not with Golden Boy. Listen, we are not. And here's something that you want to be the greatest of all time. We are not afraid to lose. We don't even care about it. Okay, put the L on there. Let's do the rematch. Okay, it don't matter to me. See, this is what we do. We fight, and we're going to fight. Okay, so there's not going to be an excuse or no reason. It's not going to be about the money. It ain't going to be about the Cold War, nothing else. We didn't sign with another promoter for this very reason. We don't want none of that BS. We can make it happen.
We got 1 minute, guys. Go ahead.
Beautiful.
Okay, so basically, does anyone else have anything else that they want to say? Let me go ahead and start with Shawn, since we ain't talked to you in a while. What should we expect in the future with you, Shawn Porter?
Man, listen, I'll make it real quick. I thank you for letting me go first. I ain't said nothing the whole time I've been on the phone.
Sorry, man. We trying to get everybody in.
It's all good, man. It's a blessing to be on the radio with you guys right now. I look forward to what's coming up in the future. Keep in touch with me and my dad. We'll let you know what's going on. My website, TeamPorterBoxing.com, and my Twitter and Instagram hold is Showtime Sean P. And I'm sure we'll be talking to y'all a lot more in the future because y'all are right out there in the Vegas area anyway. So thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man, and I'm gonna have you on. Some more. We're gonna get you some more airtime next time. So the hour went by pretty fast. So I just want to say thank you for all my guests joining the show. Trainer, one of the best trainers, Mr. Kenny Porter, one of the best fighters in the world right now. Showtime Shawn Porter, and 78 Sports TV. I'm your host Dante, and we'll catch up with you next week, guys. I'm on to the next.
Peace.